What is up, guys? Yellow Gaming here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 29 of my 30-to-1 rebuild series on NBA 2K17. Now, before I even get into this video, as you guys can probably tell, I'm speaking relatively quietly, and it's pretty late at night, so I'm a bit tired, and the rest of my family is asleep, so I figure, out of courtesy for them, I'm not going to be all too loud in this video. I'm going to just maintain kind of a soft, mellow voice throughout all this, but it's a rebuild. We don't need to be too loud anyways. The only time I'm probably going to get excited is if we sign a big free agent or something like that. So, as the usual, we're going to do the current NBA team, starting regular season. Setup options. Now, I got a few recommendations on how to do sliders, and the tough thing is I got a few different recommendations. Let's just, I don't know, do I even have sliders downloaded? Let's see. Realistic sliders. I mean, there's a fairly large amount of sliders available, but realistic sliders, sure, we'll go with that. I mean, the truth is, I didn't realize how weird some of these things were. Like the fact that my players would just not progress. Is all this stuff okay? We're just realistic sliders. I'm assuming it affects a lot. Player progression rate. No, this is not a realistic thing, because that was my biggest issue. Okay, sure, this stuff may be realistic. We can try it, but the player progression rate did not feel legitimate at all. Like I thought certain players that definitely should be getting much better had absolutely, sure, maybe this, I mean, here's the thing, I'm gonna be playing around with sliders a little bit, and I'm sure we'll get the idea at some point, but I'm just not happy at all with the fact that there's some players that should be developing and they're just not, and it just doesn't make sense. There's no excuse for it. I mean, they'll be top prospects, they'll be drafted first overall with A+ potential. They'll drop 25 points per game, so they have like the NBA on their shoulders, and their overall goes up by 1. And no, that's not logical. That doesn't make sense. So that's actually where I need to come up with my number 2 decision. So we're gonna look up the NBA standings. So I know the Lakers got the number 2 pick. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan, but I knew they had the number 3 projected, so I know they're not the second worst team record-wise. The second worst team record-wise was, yes, the Phoenix Suns. So let's move on down to the Suns, and I'm actually fairly happy to be playing with this team. There's a few guys on the Suns I'm actually a fan of. For example, I'm a fan of Devin Booker. That's primarily the main guy I'm excited to be playing with. And I'm pretty sure they have Bledsoe still. I'll have to look at that roster. I'm not entirely sure of how all of that looks, but injury, we're gonna automate that, because that's just stupid sometimes. All this stuff, like I said, is in the last episode, is kind of important in terms of a rebuild, so we'll just take control of all that. I definitely don't want to turn any of that to auto, then have the CPU just completely destroy something for me. So as usual, I'm going to be actually downloading a draft class. I think that brings some more excitement to you guys. I don't know if that's obviously correct, but I think if I put Lonzo Ball in the thumbnail, and I know that I draft Lonzo Ball, we're going to turn this off once again, because I don't like the generated storylines and how they affect some players, but I feel like if I'm able to get Lonzo Ball and put him in the thumbnail, it's almost more appealing to you guys to know that you get to watch a guy that's obviously pretty big in terms of marketability, and there's a lot of hype around this draft class towards players being drafted here in the upcoming draft class, and I think it'd be more interesting for you guys. But okay, yeah, 2 players that are definitely keepers are Bledsoe and Booker. Solid guards to build around is never a problem. I guess we could get rid of Bledsoe at some point, but he's only 26, and he's still a pretty solid point guard. Athletic, and I know he's good at defense. His outside shooting ability could be better, but we don't really need him for that. Primarily, if he could pass the ball, and he can do that. The thing is, if we can get a guy like, obviously, we get a guy like Lonzo, then we could obviously trade Bledsoe and try to get a better front court, because Allen Williams isn't bad. He's a nice young power forward. I believe he was actually on my last rebuild as a backup, or maybe even a starter power forward. But Tyson Chandler's getting up there in age, and I'm pretty sure he's probably getting a pretty big contract. I'm not positive, but let's see, just real quick. 3 years, $39 million. Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, Bledsoe's contract's at least reasonable, $14 million a year for a solid player. Tyson Chandler is $13 million a year for a player. Same with Brandon Knight, $14 million a year, and he's not even that good anymore. How did they drop off that bad? What? They don't even have recent career stats. He averaged 20 points per game last year. How are you giving him did he have a really bad year this year? Okay, that just shows you how far I was in on the NBA. So, we'll probably have to break these guys up in trades, because that's a lot of salary, and I doubt any team can take on all that at once. So we're gonna go tick for tack and just trade all 3 of those guys As NBA 2K's, what's going on here? Come on, there we go. We can get Jason Terry and a first round pick. Terry's only getting $980,000 a year. That's probably, you would give me Dwight Howard, really. Some teams, I swear. I mean, I wouldn't mind Dwight Howard, but that's just the same thing where I'm going to be adding a huge contract. I'd rather just have all that money available to me. So we're going to actually trade for Jason Terry. Obviously, primarily, we just want to get rid of that cap space on Brandon Knight. And a first round pick, like, yeah. And Milwaukee, I mean, that's not even a great team, so I don't know why they're so willing to give that pick, but let's keep doing this. Tyson Chandler, yeah, let's please leave this team. $8 million, realistically just looking for it. This is a nice player that would get rid of the cap space. Just seeing if there's anybody else that I can get for just, that just wouldn't make sense. I can get Omri Caspi. That's pretty cheap. We can get Zaza Pachulia. Maybe he could twist a few ankles for us. In terms of cheap contracts, though, I hate Luke Babbitt so much, but it's only 1 year. Sure, we'll get Luke Babbitt. Well, no. Yeah, we need to climb that. I need to think about this. I do still need a center to back him up, so we'll go with Jeff Withey. Withey, one of those names. I gotta be realistic with the fact that we are going to need a center to back him up. We have Alex Len, but then we'll still need a backup, and that's what Withey will play. And Dragon Bender, who was drafted 4th overall, is not getting much love here. I don't think he had a very good season, though. This year, I didn't hear much about him. Didn't really hear anything about him at all. So with that in mind, he's probably just another bust out of. I mean, guys like Kristaps Porzingis, who's not maybe as good as people thought he would originally be when he first came out, and guys like Durkin, and those phenomenal European players. It just seemed to be such a rare occasion that they pan out to be so great. And I think scouts need to stop having such a fascination with drafting those players. I don't know where that fascination comes from. I don't know how they have that much scouting information on those guys. I don't know even if they do. But I don't understand it. I don't understand that fascination to draft those guys out of nowhere. It's weird to me. We can get Bino Yuchi. That's actually a pretty solid backup point guard, but he's 34 years old. Same with Calderon. He could be a solid shooting point guard, and we can get a second round pick that could come back in hand for us, getting us some trade bait. So in terms of huge contracts on our team, I think we've just about gotten rid of all of them besides Bender, but he's just on a rookie deal. So how's his development look? Not good. We'll just see. I mean, he's a 7-1 center with the ability to score a little bit. So we'll just test out his development and see what he can do. The only other big contract we have besides that is Eric Bledsoe, and we'll keep him and possibly use him for trade bait later in the season if we need to trade for a draft pick or something along those lines. But right now I'm fairly comfortable with where we are. So with that being the case, I'll be doing some scouting. I doubt there's going to be any big trades or anything. If there is, I'll definitely cut back in and show you guys those things. But under the assumption that nothing that crazy happens, let me just sim the full season. I'll be doing my own scouting and stuff. I'll show you guys once we're actually in the end of the season how my scouting went. Some college players that I'm obviously interested in. I don't really need to do that much scouting, so I obviously already know what college players are good at what. But we'll take a look at what our pick is, what we can do possibly for trades, what we can do in free agency, and then we'll figure it all out from there. So I hope you guys are looking forward to the end of the season. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay guys, I'm cutting back in here. We're right about the trade deadline, and I'm actually stuck in a little bit of a predicament. Now the Rockets probably won't get that good of a pick. How good is TJ Warren? I mean, he's at 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and he probably has some potential to get better. The 3-point shooting percentage is not where it needs to be, which is kind of weird. He's not a horrible 3-point shooter, but we do have a team option too, so we'll have him for quite a while longer, and he's doing all right this season. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, averaging 13 a game. Even though that pick is solid. Also, one thing I want to mention is I think that when teams are trading picks, the game should inform you of what their record is. So you're not just blankly trading at unless there's a way to actually, I don't think there's a way to actually look at the record. Wow. Yeah, no, I just clicked every button. That's got to be something that's involved in the game. It's a way to look at records once you're actually. Well, here's one way. I'll look at team rankings in the bottom. I just had to resend through that. So let's just see when the Rockets pop. Somehow the Mavericks are 5th in team rankings. We'll just look at when the Rockets pop up. I'm assuming they're gonna be somewhere in the top 12, top 13, like they're number 8. Yeah, that pick's not gonna give me anything in the late first round. Maybe a decent player. Probably nowhere on the skill level of TJ Warren though. And although I like Ariza, he's 31 years old and he just doesn't match up to the potential and I don't know, talent of TJ Warren. So that's one trade that I want to show you guys, but it's not quite good enough to actually go through with. Okay guys, we're currently here with 1 game left in the season against the Sacramento Kings. We're going to take a quick look here at the standings to get a quick idea as to what pick we'll probably be looking at getting. 27-54. It's 1 game or half a game better than the Sacramento Kings. So if the Kings start winning some games, maybe we'll take that pick above them. Outside of that, right now we're looking to maybe get a number 4, number 5 pick, somewhere around there. I really hope we lose this game because that could really, yep, thank God we lost by 1 point, because that really sealed. We have a lot of teams that are really close to us record-wise, and we're trying to get that worst pick possible. Right now we're more or less kind of throwing the season, which makes more sense because if you guys were watching that last rebuild that I did with the Nets, we actually did happen to make it the 8th seed in the East. The first season we won like 38 games or something like that, so it wasn't like necessarily playoff worthy, but we did make the playoffs. Either way, Westbrook's MVP Rookie of the Year is Joel Embiid, which is understandable. If he remains healthy, he's kind of the consensus MVP Rookie of the Year for the season. Corey Joseph, 6th man. Nerlens Noel actually for Defensive Player of the Year, so coming in clutch to be a pretty big player there for the Dallas Mavericks. Nikola Jokic for Most Improved Player, crazy stat line, 17, 12, and 8. I also believe he was Most Improved Player the first year. For the Nets franchise as well, and Steve Kerr once again, obviously Coach of the Year. Jokic actually being an All-NBA first-team player. Who would have ever imagined? Who would have ever imagined? That's crazy. He's only 22 years old, so already at 89 overall. Really, is that good? Who? Wow. He's a 2nd-round pick. Who? Okay, and I was just roasting European players that were getting drafted. And he's from Serbia. I don't even know if that counts as a European country. I'm probably gonna get roasted for saying that. Serbia. I think that's a Middle East kind of. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Either way, Jokic won All-NBA first team. Second team we got Chris Paul, DeRozan, Durant, Davis. So there's a few guys here that you would normally think of as a first team All-NBA players, but and then all NBA third team is a bit weird here. Brook Lopez, Paul George, Blake Griffin, Conley, and Butler. Some interesting guys. Now we don't really have anybody anywhere on here. We'll take a quick look at some of the team statistics. Booker was a guy I was really excited for. He dropped 18, 6, and 3. Bledsoe dropped 18, 8, and 5. So we have scores from the guard positions. TJ Warren dropping 12. Allen Williams dropping 10, and Chris almost dropping 10 as well. So we must have 5 guys on our team averaging 10 or more points per game, which is pretty solid in terms of. Never mind. I'm looking at all these teams that all have multiple 10 points per game scores. So I guess our team actually is kind of heavy. It's kind of top heavy. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I actually like Bledsoe as a point guard, 86 overall. Booker went up, or did you say the same at 83? I don't know how his development looks. I think Booker's one of those guys who's a really solid shooter and shooting guard, but I don't think he's quite what I think he's a really good player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he'll develop into a mid-90s or even low 90s player at any point in his career. The whole 70-point game that he got was, I think, a bit overrated. I think if you do that in a losing performance, it doesn't have much value. Obviously, that's a that could be argued, but just my personal hold in it. And the Kings actually won the last 2 games of the season, so we actually got a better pick than them, and we'll be tying for the Nets with a 3rd overall pick. So, oh my God, the Kings winning those last 2 games just screwed them out of like three picks, or like 3 spots in the draft, barring any flunks in the draft lottery. That's a bit funny. So they messed up that one big time. So we're 7 through here. Crazy enough, OKC actually made it to the conference finals. So not only that, but the Cavaliers got eliminated 2nd round to the 76ers. So I was mentioning this in the Madden rebuild I did, and what I was saying is that what I don't like is I feel like, and the Warriors just swept right through the Raptors. But what I don't like is I think that MLB, and I know this is off topic, but I think MLB has like really good simulation stats. Like I think the way they run simulations are fantastic, like top notch. I think it's as good as it gets. I think 2K is second place in that. I think 2K has moments where it doesn't make much sense. Like the 76ers would never beat the Cavaliers in the best of 7 series. They wouldn't, even if the Cavaliers they wouldn't even win 2 games, I don't think. So there's times where I think 2K's simulations are really bad, but there's also moments where I think they're really good. But Madden, man, Madden's simulation is wacky as hell to me. Shot clock to 45. Could you imagine a 45-second shot clock? The league leader would be like 9 points per game. But yeah, that just I mean, if you guys watch that Madden rebuild, you'll get an understanding of that. But I gotta understand those Madden simulations, man. League reline, no. Draft lottery, yes, that's what we need to go to, because obviously we have a fairly high pick, and I'm kind of. This is where, I mean, the Nets, we never really had a super high pick, so we only have a 0.1% chance lower. Oh no, we have a 1.1% chance higher than the Celtics to get that number 3 pick. The Nets actually were the 4th worst team, so it just happened to be coincidental that they did so good for us. So we're gonna pick by pick. We'll let some drama go through here. So I think when you have the 3rd projected pick, I think about the lowest you can go is like 5th or 6th pick. So we can still get a solid player with that, but obviously with the 3rd overall pick, I'm looking to hopefully go up to number 2 or even if we stay at number 3, I'm happy. But hopefully we'll move up. Hopefully the lowest we go is 4. I think anywhere 2 through 4 would be great. Okay, I'm about to skip this because this takes a very long time. Yeah, this is okay. This is a bit of a slow process. I don't want to skip it though. The Clippers, did they not make the playoffs, or do they have another pick? I think that's actually their pick. A bit weird. Trailblazers and Timberwolves also didn't make it. The Knicks didn't make it. So there's a few teams that make sense that they didn't make it, but the Clippers not making the playoffs. Same with the Pacers not making the playoffs. I know they barely made it this year, but oh, you would think on paper the Heat didn't make it. I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, a few teams, but the Clippers, that's the one I'm most surprised about, not making the playoffs. The rest of these teams, I guess, totally make sense, but that's a bit of a shocker. The Kings not making that makes sense. So we're finally getting to a point. Oh, no. The Celtics actually dropped. Okay. Have leapfrogged into that means the Kings have gone to the top 3. Oh, that screws us over. That means we're probably going to number 4. So never mind about the Kings getting screwed over on their pick. Come on. Prediction Suns. Oh no. Come on. Yeah, we're going to get the 4th pick. We got screwed by the Kings. Now they're projected to be the 3rd overall pick. No, okay, no, the Kings just made it right through the. If the Kings get the 1st pick, they just scored big time on the lottery. I'm still happy with the 4th pick. Okay, no, they got 2nd pick, but as mentioned earlier, I'm still happy with the 4th pick. But any situation where you actually go down, we can just skip. Now we know how the last pick's going to pan out, but any situation where you actually drop a pick, it does suck regardless. But staff signing, as mentioned in the last episode, I'm a big supporter of getting high level. What's it called? Of getting solid coaches. Like I think that's a very big deal. Draft combine. I don't even need to look at any of this. I think we can honestly just go straight to the draft because we have the 4th pick. I already know kind of where people are intended on lining up. I guess we can stop for a second. We'll look at the draft, the big board, and look at who's projected to go where. But where's that even at? Scouting. Big boards. So big board wise, we're projected to get in this draft. We're projected to get De'Aaron Fox. This one we're projected to get Frank. I'm not even gonna try the last name. This one De'Aaron Fox. This one De'Aaron Fox, and there's only like 3. But based off this, getting Markel or Lonzo are kind of out of question. Same with Josh Jackson. they're all projected to be top 3, which is obviously understandable. That's the top 3 projection in real life. But if any one of those guys fall, I'm obviously going to be there to scoop one of them up because I think all 3 of those players are fantastic. It just sucks that obviously we got screwed over a little bit dropping into that 4th pick because those are the top 3 guys. And I think after that top 3, it does seem to go downhill just a little bit. So first pick, I'm assuming that's going to be Markelle. Yep, it will be. So Markelle Fultz will go there with the first overall pick to the Detroit Pistons. Second pick, obviously held by the Charlotte Hornets because the Kings traded. The Kings traded their picks. So the Kings have the Hornets have the 2nd and 3rd overall pick. They traded Kemba Walker to the Kings. That means the Hornets have the 2 and 3 pick. What the hell? They're going to get Lonzo Ball. Are they going to get Lonzo and Josh Jackson on the same team? Let's see. Wait. Okay, I said negotiate trade. I got all worried. Wait, I get their next year's pick too? I'll have to trade this 4th pick. They'll give me their 3rd pick. Ooh, wait, no, never mind. We get their pick and we get Miles Plumlee. But we get a top 10 protected next year. That's worth it. I think we'll be top 10. I'm fine with getting up that pick. And we're able to move up and make sure we get Josh Jackson, which I think is honestly worth it. Because I'm not particularly a huge fan of the prospects after that point. No, we're not getting Zach Collins. We're not getting Terrence Ferguson. Although both are solid players, I gotta say that. If you guys recall, Malik Monk was actually drafted 2nd overall in the last draft class, which didn't make any sense to me. And Lonzo Ball dropped to 8. So who knows what happens in some of these drafts, man. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. But Josh Jackson, I think, has to be the best player on the board. Zach Collins is pretty solid too, but gotta go with Josh Jackson here. So with that being the case, we'll just now sim to next user pick. Josh Jackson looks nice. 6'8", 207, out of Kansas. That's a solid small forward, a good defensive and athletic player. I think it matches well with the team lineup that we have. We have a solid shooter, but then we have some athletic guys building around him. He averaged 25, 8, and 3. Holy shit! But it works good with Bledsoe and Jackson. I think that's an awesome duo to have out there athletically on the court. So with the 2nd pick, we can get anything of any value. We can get Jordan Hill, which is decent, but we can just draft someone. I'm fine with getting a player. We have this guy fully scouted, really. His potential's all right. He can shoot pretty decent. Stats were pretty good in college. Let's see, letting guys blow past him, but that's the 3 with some consistency. He's very comfortable shooting mid-range shots. What's the lowest draft projection? Who's up here that may have fell a little bit? Harry Giles, once again, that's a player that we got last time, and he worked out fantastic for us. Now, I obviously don't know if that'll work out the same way, but I think we should consider making that. Adebayo is actually pretty solid too. I like Adebayo and I like Giles. Adebayo, though, I think is less injury concerns, so we'll get Adebayo here with this pick, and then with that we'll sim the rest. We actually had Adebayo in last year's, or not last year's, in the Nets rebuild as well, and I think we picked him up in free agency, but I'm happy with getting him. Solid 6'10" big man, obviously with us getting rid of Chandler, and our power forward not being that great. I believe our power forward is, who is our power forward? I don't remember, but I don't think he's that solid. Let's see, our power forward is, oh no, it's Alan Williams, and we have Marquise Christian. Our power forwards are all right, but I think adding another player to that mix won't hurt. So rookie signing, we're gonna obviously get Jackson and Adebayo. I don't know why they didn't think I wanted to sign Adebayo. I think it's a solid player. Adebayo is I didn't even look, a 71 overall, but I know he has potential, so we'll get him, and I think he can turn to a solid backup power forward. Josh Jackson's already a 70. He's already good enough. He'll be our starting small forward next year, probably with TJ Warren. I mean, who do we put there? I mean, we could run small ball. We can have Warren play the 4, I guess. But I don't know. He doesn't really fit that role to me. He's not that type of player. player options. We can get rid of Barbosa. We don't need to add on that contract, but I definitely want Booker and Warren back. Now this is where things get interesting. I don't think we'll be able to get any of these players. Qualifying offer for Alex Len, yeah, I think it's a solid player. We can give him $6 million a year. My free agents, Alan Williams definitely wants to test free agency, but we don't have a lot we can do about that. Barbosa, we won't get back. Wiley, we don't really need him back, so these guys want to test free agency, so we'll let most of those guys go. I like Alan Williams too, which is what kind of sucks. But it opens up more space, and with Alan Williams now on the roster, it allows Chris to flourish a little bit more. So that being the case, I think obviously we need to give some big contracts to the likes of Kevin Durant and to Steph Curry, and not really to Chris Paul. I wouldn't mind a Hayward or a Griffin, but let's see. He's looking for $26 million. He's looking for 26 as well. And I don't think giving a max contract to a guy who's, I mean, we could just wait a couple of years and get another high 90s overall. We got Kawhi in the last one, and who knows if it'll be Kawhi again, but obviously I want to complain. But giving a max contract to a guy who's not quite as good, I think sometimes rushing those things isn't worth it. Especially because we have solid small forwards already with Josh Jackson. I'd rather have him play than just a guy who's a little bit better and let him develop. But we do need a better, I mean, we probably need a better front court. Hopefully Alex Len resigns. But regardless, free agency will advance the day. Except for the offer. Okay, so Steph Curry's definitely not resigning. But we still have a chance with Kevin Durant. But I'm going to go with the assumption that he doesn't resign. Alex Len, I thought I gave you a contract, my dude. Okay, I guess that contract just didn't go through for some reason. And Kevin Durant. Okay, no, we still have both those deals up for Len. Kevin Durant accepted another offer. He went to the 76ers. Oh, you dick. And that 76ers team is pretty solid, too. Let's remember that they took down the Cavaliers last year. It's weird that Kevin Durant's leaving, though, after getting a sweep in the finals. He just doesn't want to play for that team. Gordon Hayward's pretty solid. How much money do we have? Let's see. If we change this, we'll have still a lot of money. We still will. We will. We could probably get one more max deal with this. We'll try to sign Hayward, I guess. We got Alex Len. Hayward accepted a deal going back to the Jazz. Okay, that's fine. Truthfully, I didn't know if that would be the right move anyway. So, as what occurred in the Nets rebuild, free agency is not going to be where we do most of our work. So, training camps, you guys mentioned, and let me say that this comment got a whole heck of a lot of likes. So don't think I'm not reading your guys' comments. I definitely pay attention to everything you guys recommend because I do highly appreciate it. But currently it has like close to 15 likes, which is kind of ridiculous. Is talking about sitting prospects to the untapped potential camp, and obviously I'm not gonna complain about that idea. That's usually actually something I do. When I do the 2018 draft class, that's normally something I do, in fact, except I'm totally zoning out, but I just somehow completely forgot about it in the last rebuild. But no, it is definitely a great idea, so I'm not going to complain with that at all. So Josh Jackson is a player that I think we should send that untapped potential, and then maybe we can but maybe we could send Booker to it as well. I mean, Booker already has some potential. Same with Bledsoe, but I think if we can get Booker and Jackson to really reach that potential next year, I think that'd be a solid 1-2 punch there, as shooting guard and small forward. Now, who knows if they will, but we're gonna advance the next season. I think in this year, I think once again we're not a team that can compete, so I think this will be another year where we send the whole season and then try to make another big move. And Booker actually went to an 86 overall. Okay. I didn't look at player progression, but he went to an 86. Anybody else, like I said, I changed it so development happens a little bit more rapidly. Let's just look around and see what big differences that could have made. Let's check look at Lakers. D'Angelo Russell's at 86 now. Larry Nance's at 81. Ingram's at 80. How about Ben Simmons at 84 now? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Finally, players I think are developing a little bit more. I like the fact that Booker got 3 overalls better. I think that's really cool. Hopefully Josh Jackson follows that mold and goes to the mid 80s by next year. We'll see. I mean, I think in a couple of years that could be a solid. This could be just a solid lineup just based off youth, with Booker, Bledsoe, Chris, and Josh Jackson. I mean, Bledsoe's not necessarily youthful, but he's a solid point guard. I think obviously just filling one more piece and getting a big name front court player obviously would be a big start. Getting a big power forward or center would be great. But still, getting any star player would be a big improvement and really make a big difference. So, like I said, another situation where I think we'll sim the whole season. But I'll see you guys in just a second. Once we're at the end of the season and looking at free agency and all those good things. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, we're just about at the end of the season. Let's just look at standings real quick. We have the 3rd worst record currently in the NBA. Hopefully we don't win this game and let the Hawks advance in front of us, but quite noticeably the worst team in the West by quite a few games. Hopefully the Clippers do beat us here, and yeah, they will. So Westbrook once again MVP, back-to-back years of triple doubles. Lonzo Ball actually almost averaging a triple double, 19, 10, and 7. It's just crazy. Stats are just crazy. It was like this in the look at these stats. It was like this in the freaking Nets rebuild too. It's crazy. I might have to try to pop a trade for him. Green for most improved player, really. That stat line's pretty normal for him. The Mike Budenholzer, his team went 56 and 26. I guess having Durant added to your team does a whole lot. Lonzo Ball All-NBA first team as a rookie. That's fucking ridiculous. How often do you see that? I don't think we have anybody on any of the teams. Markelle Fultz All-NBA 3rd team. Yeah, we don't have anybody on those teams. That's part of the problem. All rookie first team though, we did have Josh Jackson. Did pretty good. 11.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. It's pretty solid. I mean, I like him more as a defender. So obviously we're not making the playoffs, so we're gonna simulate through this, and then we get to the real stuff, which is the offseason, which is where the rebuilding really begins. Funny enough, by the way, the 76ers being the #1 seed and having Kevin Durant lost in the first round to the 8th seed, who then almost beat the Cavaliers, took him to 7 games. The Cavaliers then took this team to 7 games and this team to 7 games. So the Cavaliers were 1 game short of maximizing how many games you can play in the playoffs. But they walked out and actually beat the Rockets, which are a bit of a random team to make the NBA Finals, you would think. But props to them, I guess. We don't need to watch all this. Let's go to league meetings. Let's go to the more important stuff. Okay, basically I just want to keep all that the same. Draft lottery. We're projected to be the 3rd pick, I think. So here we get all this good stuff once again. I wish I could like skip to top 5 or something. I think they really make this take a long time. I'm just smacking the hell out of my X button trying to get through this. I do think this is a really cool feature. I think having them talk, if I really had a lot of time and a lot of patience, I would really enjoy this feature a lot. But I don't have a lot of time and I don't have a lot of patience, and it's more of a frustration at this point. Wish there was a way to turn this off. There's a skip lottery option, but I think once we get to the top 5, that's when it gets interesting, because that's when obviously there gets a bit more pressure build up, because you really want to make sure that you get that pick you're supposed to get, especially if you're a top-notch team, or aka a worse team, the worst team. If you have a top-notch pick, you want to make sure you get that pick. So that's where things get a little bit more pressureful. Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks dropped. This means both the Bulls and the Pelicans have a top 3 pick. You're gonna fuck me over again. The Suns have the 5th pick now. Okay, no. The Magic lost their pick. What does that mean? The Magic haven't had a winning record in 6 years. This means the Hornets are projected to get this pick. Now it's just random who goes. Okay, so we have a top 3 pick actually, which is good, because I thought I was gonna get screwed so bad. Okay, come on. Then there were 3. All 3 of us are gonna have equal chances, I think. New Orleans. Oh fuck yes. Excuse my language, but okay, that means we have either the 1st or the 2nd pick, which is actually almost like ridiculous considering that we dropped all the way to 5th projection because 2 teams. Okay, give it to us. Don't give it to the Bulls. They're probably, if we're gonna use the Illuminati, they're probably gonna give it to the Bulls because Chicago's a bigger market. But you want to give me that pick? Oh no, they're gonna give me the 2nd pick. Okay, no complaining there. Second overall pick. So obviously the Bulls get that first pick. Via Sacramento. So Sacramento traded away that pick. Messed up pretty bad. Staff signing. This is where, yes, we could actually upgrade. We'll just get this guy. He should be a little bit cheaper. And he's got decent potential, so he should stay good for a while. Ooh, who is this? Oh, we can get Greg Popovich. Now I'm as a head coach. Yeah, of course I want Popovich. Another solid GM. He's not interested? Are you serious? Oh. Oh, they're only... Okay, so I have to click on people that are actually interested in just specifically assistant GM positions, which makes sense, but we'll go with this guy then. He doesn't have much potential, so I don't want to get him that long, but we'll give him like this much. So we need an assistant GM then, and this guy looks pretty solid. Okay, never mind, he just doesn't want to work. Any of these people? It makes sense that they wouldn't want to work for us at an assistant coach position. Steve Kerr, yeah, he wouldn't want to work with us. Really. Okay. I guess we'll get a cheap one, but apparently nobody wants to be our assistant coach. But if we have Popovich, you don't need an assistant coach that bunch. We did get Pop, and he had 13 offers, so that's crazy that he signed with us. I didn't know there was this much. Oh. Yeah, of course we're going to sign. I like that picture of him also. I think that's kind of funny. Accepted. Sign. And all those guys had huge offers. And okay, this guy didn't, because nobody wants to be our assistant coach, so. Or assistant GM, in fact. I don't know why I keep saying assistant coach. But okay, now we have a really solid coaching staff. Happy about that. Now, with us having the second overall pick. Oh, shit. I had scouting automated this season, I think. Please tell me you did some scouting on the top picks. They did. Besides Michael Porter Jr. Really? Everybody else? If I recall, Luka Doncic ends up being really good. But then again, we have the second pick, so I'm assuming that Ayton would be solid because we do need a top-notch center. But I think Michael Porter Jr. is the best pick. Getting back-to-back small forwards doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'll just move his starting position to a power forward. I think Porter's the best player in the draft. But then obviously, who knows if we'll even get him. So if they take Porter, we're either going to go with Doncic or we're going to go with Ayton. We're going to have to look at some potential, but here we go to the draft itself. Still, regardless of anything, moving up to the second overall pick was a huge lifesaver for us. They want to get... Whoa, this trade's all wacky. Let's see. Let's just take a look at it. We would get... We have traded Luol Deng, but then we also get... Wait, really? Well, let's make sure we get this right. Oh, we have another team's pick. So they want to get that pick from us. For us getting the second pick. I'm honestly not worth it. So we have the 23rd overall pick. And we have the 20th overall pick in this first round. And they'll get Michael Porter Jr. So you may have thought, okay, that's not worth it. I could have got Michael Porter Jr. with that first pick. But let's think about it this way. We already have a small forward in Josh Jackson. We don't need another one. Although we obviously could have changed Michael Porter Jr. into a power forward. And actually, we could get him right now if we really wanted them. Now we can actually see what his potential looks like. So it's actually better for us who didn't scout him. A potential. Ooh. And Luol Deng, they want to get that second round pick. They want to get rid of Luol Deng because he has a huge salary. Which makes sense. Who else could we get though? We can get De'Aaron Fox, but I'd rather probably have Michael Porter. Who else we can get? Schroeder. We can get so many solid players. We can get Rudy Gobert. Oh, that's a solid player. That would be a solid center for us. It's actually a tough pick on whether we go with Rudy Gobert or if we go with Michael Porter Jr. Bradley Beal's really solid too. Draymond Green, CJ McCollum. I mean, Andre Drummond and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Those are such solid players. Except those are huge contracts. And I'm actually more excited for Gobert. Is getting $22 million a year. But then on that same note, Luol Deng's getting $18 million a year. But then Michael Porter Jr. I have a dog freaking out next door. Let's look at his stats. I mean, they're pretty solid. It's pretty solid. We could probably move him to power forward, but his rebounding's not that good. I don't know if that fits our team mold, to be honest. I like him, but we don't need a small forward, so I don't know if that's the best decision for us. So let's say we went with, hypothetically, let's say we went with somebody who's cheaper. Somebody who's cheaper. At the end of the day, all these players have huge contracts. Draymond Green's pretty cheap, and obviously he's a solid player. So I mean, this is a big decision. So that's where I'm in a tough position on what I want to do here. It's a solid power forward. What about Gobert? He's solid too, but it doesn't look like it translates to stats all that much. We can get a solid front court rebuild here with Kevin Love and Thompson. You know what? We'll go with Porter Jr. and then we'll figure out what we want to do after that, because right now I'm just in a situation where I don't necessarily know what I want to do, if that makes sense. I just don't know. But they're instead going to get Mohamed Bamba. I think that was kind of a bad pick, to be honest. Come on, get me to my pick. I don't want to watch this draft. 7-footer from Texas. 76. Okay, no, that's not a bad pick. Solid rebounder. I guess that's what they wanted more. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about having Michael Porter Jr. He does have the A potential. So if he develops, I mean, all that's going to mean is we have stars at small forward with him and Josh Jackson. And we'd always move Josh Jackson as a shooting guard. But then we have Devin Booker. I mean, it's just that the first three guys in our lineup are really good. With his 23rd pick, yeah, Willie Hernan Gomez. That's a solid center. Yeah, Brook Lopez is also pretty solid, but whoa, no. Okay, no. They were offering us Drummond, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, I got him the last rebuild though, so maybe should I try to avoid getting him again? That's a solid. Why does he have no trade value? It doesn't make any sense. He's such a solid center. He's like one of the best centers. I don't understand that. Robertson for sure. That's like nothing for Drummond. And sure, maybe his cap space is gonna inflict on some of our decisions in free agency. But I mean, Phoenix is still a team that should have some money. I mean, Phoenix is still a pretty big market. It should still have some money to its roster or to its name. So hopefully we'll still be able to sign somebody. And if not, we have a lot of trade value right now on our team. I mean, I'm fine with trading a few big names for or a few solid players. Like if we traded Bledsoe and Porter and Paxson, I'm sure we can get a really good player. And look at this lineup already. It already looks really good. I mean, all 80 plus players with Booker, Bledsoe, Drummond, Chris, and Jackson. Jackson's probably gonna have a huge development soon. Booker's now at 87. He's only getting better. Okay, so we don't need to do anything crazy. So we'll just choose a prospect. I forgot that was even our pick. I got all confused. Oh, Taco Fall, isn't that the huge dude? 7'6". Should I do it? Should I just get a guy who's 7'6" for no real reason? Hashtag future NBA star. Projected undrafted. NBA star. The dude's 7'6". Like, is that enough just to draft him? Just because that's kind of hilarious. Okay, let's just check. Is there anybody else? This guy's projected to go number 6. Oh, Gary Trent Jr. is pretty solid. These guys are all kind of a similar overall to him. And he's 7'6", so we're going to go with Taco Fall. I mean, the dude, like I said, the dude is 7'6". I don't care if he's projected to go undrafted. He's the same overall, or same, yeah, overall as all those guys. His potential might not be all the way there. But you're 7'6", dude. I don't need your potential to be all the way there. So as usual, we're going to be looking at whatever trades we can get from this pick. Chimezie Metu. Oh, Metu! As a USC fan, I'm all about Metu. I might just get that just because of Metu. You know what? Yeah, no, we got to get Metu on the team. For a second round pick, all day, baby. He's a pretty solid player too. Obviously, I'm biased as a USC fan, but I was able to see him play live. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good player. And they're going to get Grayson Allen. Yeah, I'd rather have Metu than Grayson Allen. But then again, if we somehow we got Grayson Allen, what if we just packaged a bunch of people who play dirty on one team? Like, what if we got Kelly Olynyk I mean, I'm not trying to start controversy on who's dirty and who's not, but let's just talk about people who've committed dirty plays or plays that have been viewed as dirty. We can get Grayson Allen, we can get Kelly Olynyk, we can get his name's blanking, the guy on the Warriors. Why is that blanking? They're center, dude. I'm just you know who I'm talking about, the dude who people freaked out because he twisted Kawhi's ankle. We can just stack our team with those guys. There we go, Matt too. Okay. I'm actually kind of stoked. Then having where's what's his face? Taco Fall. There we go. 68, 7'6" player. I mean, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we're gonna sign all of them. Okay, Michael Porter Jr. is pretty solid actually, and we'll get all these guys back. Even Adebayo. I mean, all these guys are improving pretty quick. Bender's already at 76. He's now at 78. This team naturally is already solid because it has a lot of prospects. So, this looks like the draft class. Well, this looks like the free agency class. I meant to say, with yeah, we can TJ Warren back with Paul George. If we can get Paul George, that'd be awesome. Obviously, we're already stacked with small forwards, but TJ Warren's leaving, making me feel like I should have traded him a while ago. Damn. Let's just look at our roster though. I don't know if we need him. We have, if we're going positions, solid point guard, solid backup, solid shooting guard, solid backup, solid small forward, solid backup, solid power forward, maybe a better backup if necessary, and a bunch of solid centers. So we have a fully solid team now. We just need stars, and we don't have the money to sign a star. What on our team is taking up so much cap space? That's the real question. Player contracts. Oh, Luol Deng, that's why. Okay, we need to let's see if we can get a trade for Deng. He's not a very solid player, and obviously he's got a huge contract, so. First round pick, boom. Get him off we can get him off there without adding any more contract space. Yeah, I'll do that immediately. It still won't give us enough money to sign almost anybody. We'll only have like $9 million to our name, but still. Getting that money off will help a lot. Let's see anybody else getting overpaid. Plumlee's getting overpaid. $12.5 million a year to be a 72 overall is not worth it. I think he's actually he's our third string center, fourth string center actually. So we can drop him. Plumlee. There we go. A couple second round picks. We can get 2 second round picks. Boom. And now we actually might have enough to sign Paul George. Now that's not. We're $5 million away, okay, because that's not the first priority for me anyways. We have enough to sign a few other guys. We could sign Embiid, or pretty close to signing Embiid if we wanted to. Same with Jabari. I said we wait a year though, actually, on the free agency class. I think our team's solid enough that most of these guys will get a lot better, and we might honestly be a playoff team. But before we even do that, we might package Porter and Bledsoe for us like a really good point guard. But we'll try that once we get to the beginning of next season. I don't think free agency is going to be the way to go this year. For rebuilding this team from just looking at it from an objective viewpoint. I think spending all of our money, like rushing our team into contention, is never the right route to take. We already have a really solid foundation for this team, and don't throw it away by giving a player too much money. I think right now every player on our team is getting a pretty solid amount of money, and so I'm not gonna throw that away. Now at this point we can auto-generate rookies. Training camps. Once again, untapped potential. We'll dump that into Booker. Here it is A+, but I'm gonna assume that's not 99, so we'll just keep moving it up. Now we can get. I think we should give it to Michael Porter Jr. to increase that trade value. If anything, just increase trade value. We still might not trade him. We still might just let him get better. But let's see. Did our players get any better? Devin Booker's a 91. Okay, so I revoke what I said earlier about him never becoming a 90s overall player. I mean, look at these shooting stats. Holy it's crazy. His scoring is going to be out of this world. His 97 draw foul as well, 89 ball control, and great passing IQ and hands. 99 offensive consistency. Dude, this guy's about to drop 70 in 2K. 99 stamina, 99 potential. 99 potential? Wait. How the hell did that happen? Okay, what's Josh Jackson's potential? 94. Okay, what are we looking at for Michael Porter ever since we upgraded it? 92. Okay, that's pretty solid. I wanted Josh Jackson to get a little bit better, but let's see. Trade Finder. Let's just propose trade. Honestly, if we're just going off the top of my head, best point guard in the league is Steph Curry. He's only 30 years old. Having him paired with Devin Booker too, that's a new Splash Brother relationship. So Steph Curry's obviously a 5-star player. Booker's close to it, but we're not trading Booker. We're trading Bledsoe. Trade Bledsoe and we'll trade Porter. That might be too much though. We'll trade Bledsoe and Warren. He has a no trade clause? Are you serious? Okay, well, in that case, we can try Bledsoe and Porter. That still might not be good enough. I won't. Okay, I like this nice on response. I love our current roster, and I think we're a championship contender. I won't mess with that, with what we have, unless it's a deal that's too good to pass up. This offer just isn't that. Stephen Curry is someone we consider untouchable. The only way I accept trade for him is if I'm blown away, and this one doesn't do that. That makes sense, actually. I actually like the fact that response makes tons of sense. Okay, no, they're not gonna trade him. Any other point guards that are just, I'm trying to focus on point guards that are crazy good. Oh, Westbrook. Somebody that blows them away. Okay. I know Dragon Bender's got some trade potential because he's got all that. He's got a bunch of potential. Dude, I am dumping prospects like nobody's business. Any other prospect that I can trade that will make a big difference? Maybe Alex Lynn. Not even that much trade value. Ulyss maybe. And let's see, one more crappy player. Swaggy P. Tim Frazier. Yeah, okay. Never mind that. We are way overdoing the okay, yeah, they're not gonna do a trade for him. Okay, so there's probably like a random cut-in at this point. The reasoning for that is I totally just passed out last night, so like mid-talk I just wiped out. So if I recall correctly, we were trying to get some trades done, but I think we tried multiple trades. None of those are really going to be able to go through because all these top-notch players are under the untouchable list. And I mean, maybe we get a trade for like a solid player, but our whole team is filled with solid players. And regardless of where we got like a mid-80s overall, it wouldn't be a very noticeable increase in talent from what we already have. So with that in mind, pretty soon we're gonna have to undecided. Ooh. Yeah, no, I definitely want to get these guys back. So once they decide a little bit more where they want to go, I'm definitely going to have to give them a big deal. Booker's going to take a lot of my contract space, which is going to kind of suck, but obviously because he's getting a lot better. But hopefully he resigns. If he doesn't, we're kind of screwed, obviously. But I'm pretty confident we can get him back. As long as we start winning games, I think that'll be all right. So I'm going to spend about a month and try to re-sign him. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, guys, I am cutting back right here. And if you look closely, we are currently sitting at 25-14, a pretty awesome record. Second in the conference. We started off actually 5-0 on the season. Now, I haven't looked yet at statistics and how our team is doing, so I'm going to take a second here to look at that. Devin Booker's averaging 24 points per game. He's got good stats. Okay, yeah, he's been on quite a good pace too. Look at all these points per game he's been scoring. We've won a lot of games recently, as you can tell. We've won, what is that, like 8 of our last 9 or something like that. Something along those lines. And he's just been on fire. It's pretty obvious to tell that when we win, he does good, and when we lose, it's when he does bad. For the most part, obviously, there are situations where that's not the case. But how's Bledsoe been doing? Pretty solid. 15, 8.5, and 4. Josh Jackson averaging 13, 6, and 5. Michael Porter averaging 13, 6, and 3, or maybe 2, however you want to rate around that. Drummond averaging 10 and 10. That's really all we need from him. I didn't really want him to be a big scorer on this team. He played a pretty big role as a scorer on my Nets rebuild, but that's not ideal when I have this many scorers on the team. So with that being the case, the main reason we simmed to this point was because we wanted to try to get these guys back on a contract extension. They're still undecided, really. Does that remain the case throughout the whole season? I guess we're soon about to find out, but that's really unfortunate. So we'll just keep on moving on. Hopefully we'll be able to get those guys back, because those are really important players. Okay, guys, we're pretty close to end the season right now. Currently sitting at 52 and 28, and if you look at the top right, first in the conference by 2.5 games. There's only 2 games left. Yep, we clinched the conference, so we have the best record in the whole entire Western Conference, which is pretty impressive. I mean, I don't know how good these teams are anymore. It looks like a lot of teams kind of went downhill, while our team's just been getting better and better. But I'm actually dealing with some concerns right now, because obviously we don't know if these guys will sign back. It's kind of the biggest concern I currently have with this team's roster, is I don't know if these guys will be willing to re-sign. Real quickly though, we will look at their team or our player stats. Booker's averaging 23, 5.5, and 3. Bledsoe's averaging 14, 8, and 3. I mean, these stats are pretty similar to how they were when we checked that midseason. Check what award races look like. I was hoping Booker would get some type of nod just because we have the best team in the West, but nope, he's not going to get any respect there. Looks like Westbrook will probably win it again with another triple-double. Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. Okay, so Michael Porter's down there at 5. It's probably just because we're a really good team. Usually guys drafted #1 overall is not on such a good team, so he's not getting a lot of touches, a lot of the a lot of the play he probably should get. So I'm not gonna worry about any of that. So we're just gonna sim through here and win both those games. So there we go. Talk about finishing off strong, which is also great because winning those last 2 games guarantees. We already did guarantee the conference. Never mind, but probably means we have the best record in the NBA. And no, we still don't have anybody. Okay, how are we the best team in the West and we don't have one player on any of the All NBA teams? That just shows the I guess that shows how nicely formatted this team is and how great they're working with each other. Only player that we have getting any nod is Michael Porter Jr., who's the all rookie first team, but that's like, I mean, he's the first overall pick. That's kind of a given. Drummond's bruised right hip. That's not affecting his stats too much. But no, okay, so I still don't know how good we are realistically, so I still don't know even if in these playoffs we'll do that great. But there we go. See, tied series, down 2-1, tied 2-2. We gotta win this game. Up 3-2. Please win. And there we go. Win 4-2. Win the last 3 games in a row. It came out big for us. I mean, once again, a pretty just consistent outing from the majority of our team. Just seems to be what we do. So now we're going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. I think we had a pretty good season series against them. Hopefully that continues here. I think during the season we beat them almost every time. No, they have all the momentum. They just won 3 in a row. Okay, we won game 6 by 23 points. It looks like. Come on. We lost game 7 by a lot too. We got blown out. Booker did good. We let Blake Griffin just go off though, and they shot at really high percentages. That sucks. So we're gonna lose in the conference semifinals, and the Pacers will beat the Pelicans in 7 games. So that sucks. No, I don't. Those are weird rules. We don't need to be a part of the draft lottery or even really the draft. I don't even know if we have even a decent pick. With our record, we're probably looking at a pretty bad pick. So, and we didn't even have a first rounder. So yeah, we'll just we don't even want this guy. He's pretty bad. Player options. Please tell me we have somebody that we can get back here. Chris, Bender, Jackson. Okay, all these guys. Yeah, we definitely want back. Qualifying offers. I'll give Booker qualifying offer, but that's only $5 million. I'll give him a huge deal. Hopefully that he won't resist. I think he's worth a max deal currently. I'll give him a player option. There we go. Bledsoe. Well, he's not worth $26 million, to be honest. That's why I tried trading him throughout the year, and TJ Warren's not worth that much. So that's tough. It's tough getting rid of those guys. Obviously, that's scary, but Booker is a restricted free agent, so we should be all right to get him. If we can package, once again, if we can get Kawhi once again, and somehow package Booker and Kawhi, that would be awesome. I mean, I got Kawhi in my Nets rebuild. I don't want to make like a consistent habit of doing that. I mean, yeah, I guess we can withdraw that offer. Or, I mean, I guess we can keep it up there, but Maybe instead we'll go for a top-notch point guard, because Bledsoe should be leaving probably. So I guess instead we could who's better between these two? I know in real life it's obviously Kyrie, but Russell's improving really rapidly. It's pretty solid now. But Kyrie's got that championship experience. I think he's more clutch, and he's one of the most clutch players in the game. So that brings a lot of, that'll help us a lot once we reach playoffs. So there we go. And also Russell's a restricted free agent. You guys were mentioning that those usually don't get signed very easily. So there we go. Now we signed Devin Booker. Let's see. Will one of those guys please sign? Nope. They both accepted other offers. Both of them going back to their respective teams. With that being the case, Bledsoe's still up there. I just don't want to give him a max deal. That's the thing. So, but we lost Bledsoe. Our point guard would be Tyler Ulis, and that's not bad, but it's not like ridiculously talented either. I mean, how much money do we actually have? Not much. We have about $15 million. And with how severely players get overpaid in the NBA, I mean, look at this. Like, this guy is like a role player for a team. He's looking for a max deal. So, I don't know. I can't overpay that much. I think I'm allowed to offer Bledsoe that contract just because he was on our team. So we're allowed to go over our budget for him. But, we'll see. We'll see if he signs. He does sign. I don't think he's worth the max deal. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he's worth it. But with us being so close to a championship push, I think that's kind of where you're in a situation where you have to, where you really just have to bite the bullet and go over your recommended budget. I mean, it's like I said. Obviously, if I could have gone that max deal to a Kyrie or a Kawhi Leonard, that's obviously why we offered them contracts first. That would have definitely been the recommended approach. But if those guys don't re-sign, then Bledsoe was the next best option for us. Progression. Oh, okay, Booker. Porter's now an 82 overall. For some reason, Josh Jackson's not getting any better. I mean, he is, but like his overall's not getting better. Either way, Porter went to an 82 overall. Bledsoe went to a 95. He's literally turning into a Kobe. This is crazy. Look at his shooting stats. It's just ridiculous. So, these guys got a bit better too. Taco Fall. Look at him down there. He got 1 minute per game. I'm gonna let Taco play a little bit. Maybe at some point, just because he's 7'6". But alright, I'm feeling this team. I mean, at that point now, Devin Booker's already one of the top players in the league. We'll keep working on our small forwards though. I want to increase the potential of both Josh Jackson and Michael Porter Jr. Let's just make sure their potential's in a point where adding it by 3 will make a difference. 90. Okay, yeah, let's get this 95 potential. And now let's look at Josh Jackson. What's his potential at? 94. Yeah, let's get to 97. So I'm sure Josh Jackson will start developing soon. He probably just hasn't reached his because there's like each player has a prime level of when they start developing. He probably just hasn't reached that point yet. But I'm sure he will. Either way, we have a pretty nicely consistent roster, and our bench looks really nice too with Adebayo, Ulis, Jackson, Bender, and Andre Robertson. I mean, this is a really solid bench to complement a really solid all-around lineup. So I don't think we have any. I mean, obviously we have one superstar in Booker, but I think the fact that we have all-around consistently great players, like not like consistent above-average players and a couple all-stars, that's really the right build for our team rather than having like a bunch of or a couple 90s and a bunch of 70s. So with that being the case, we're going to try this team out. I think we're just going to sim the season. I'm pretty confident that we'll make the playoffs. If a crazy trade comes up, I'll stop, but I don't think I need to show you guys any of the regular season because I think right now our focus is definitely the postseason. So I'll see you guys once we actually reach the playoffs. Okay guys, we're just now approaching the last couple of days of the season. As we simulate through that game, we're sitting at 56-25, which I'm assuming, yep, will clinch us the Western Conference once again, and once again clinch us the best record in the NBA. So with that in mind, just looking at our team, I mean, this team's about as good as it's gonna get. Michael Porter Jr. now averaging 18, 8, and 3 in his second season in the league. I mean, he's 94% from the free throw line. Really, I know he's such a solid free throw shooter. 91, wow. Look, he's got 99 off dribble, mid range, off dribble 3, 99 shot IQ. I mean, okay, so Devin Booker turned into like basically a Steph Curry at shooting guard. That's crazy. So we'll simulate this game, and we'll win that one by just a point. And Luka Doncic actually looks like that's just his second year in the league. Really, he's gonna win MVP. That's okay. That's interesting. I did not think that's MVP caliber, but he will win MVP. Funny enough, in just his second season in the league. This guy Jonathan Bentil will be the rookie of the year with a pretty solid stat line. Dennis Smith Jr. for 6th man of the year. That's also a great stat line for a guy on the 6th man. That's a solid starting point guard stat line. To be a 6th man, that's crazy. Known as well for defensive player of the year. Most improved player is Doncic, which makes sense because he also won MVP. And then we got Greg Popovich as coach of the year for us. So once again, okay, our only All-NBA player is Michael Porter. So somehow, every single year, I guess Booker's just being severely underrated. And that's the only person we have on any team on anything. So hopefully that brings Booker some extra motivation here in these playoffs. This will be the last year, I gotta assume. Once we win the Western Conference back-to-back years, and we have the best record back-to-back years, I think it's fair to say that this team is rebuilt as we now sweep the Houston Rockets in the first round. Now, obviously, I don't know how far we'll make it. Last year, we got eliminated in this round. And come on, we had a 3-0 lead. There we go. Yep, we're gonna beat them 4-1. So our team's on a little bit of a mission right now, aren't they? But we are now playing the defending Western Conference champions, the New Orleans Pelicans. Come on, don't blow a 3-1 lead. Don't you dare blow a 3-1 lead, you Phoenix Suns. Don't you dare. Okay, thank God. We won the last game by how much? By 7 points. Oh my goodness, I got so scared. And that's actually against the MVP too, Doncic. He only went 15, 4, and 6. Yep, that's definitely MVP caliber right there, ain't it? He's not even like, I mean, look at his stats. He's not even like the best player on his team. I don't understand how he won MVP. I'm still in shock, but well, this gives me more closure on the fact that this will be the last year of the rebuild. We did make the finals. Hopefully, we can come out strong. And we're up 3-0, 3-1, and 4-1. Yep, we will be NBA Finals champions. There we go. Devin Booker with Finals MVP. Who cares if he's not on an All-NBA 1, 2, or 3 team? All that matters is he is the Finals MVP. Averaging 29, 7, and 3 in the finals. Shooting 50% from the field, 54% from 3. 54% from 3. That's just phenomenal. So with that in mind, that will be the end of this rebuild. To give you guys a quick recap, I always like to do this, go through the roster so you guys know what we did and how it ended. So obviously the majority of this rebuild was done through the draft, and mainly this was just done by allowing our players to develop and keeping team chemistry high. You know, this game really does involve it where you need to have a high team chemistry in order to be successful. And I think we did a good job of keeping the majority of the pieces intact. The only real change we made that weren't integrated, you know, smoothly, we got Drummond just randomly through a trade. So that was kind of a random move to affect team chemistry. But outside of that, we just kind of integrated people through drafting them and letting them slowly earn their way throughout the lineup. The thing is, this team's only going to get better. I mean, we have Booker and Bledsoe locked down for multiple years, and Porter's going to probably get to the 90s overalls. Same with Josh Jackson. So this team's going to turn into a major dynasty with probably 390 plus, like 95 plus overalls with Booker, Jackson, and Michael Porter Jr. This team's going to be like absolutely, like it would just be stacked. That would be such a stacked team. But regardless, that's going to be the end of this episode. So if you guys enjoyed, please click that like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of the series and what I could do to make it more interesting in the comment sections below. And lastly, subscribe if you haven't already. So stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support you showed me in the first episode of the 30-1 rebuild. Obviously, when I try stuff on a new game I haven't played in a while, it's always kind of a scary risk. But thank you guys so much for all that support. I'll see you guys next time, and peace out.